Hello everybody, how are you? I'm your own psychologist and English teacher, Dr. Rama Sharma. Pandemic once again has created havoc in our life. All of us have been staying indoor, and of course we must behave in COVID appropriate manner. Everybody is scared, terrified. I would suggest you to be patient till the pandemic goes back, and of course we'll meet back, and of course we'll be preparing for the IELTS once again. But as of now, most of us are sitting back home, we are laid back, we are virtually not doing anything. So I thought I'll make one video for the people who are preparing for journal, and this probably will help them to prepare at home for task 1 and task 2. Today I'll be doing up and giving you some instructions for task 1 in journal. As you know, in task 1 we are supposed to write a letter, and that letter is for 150 words. There is no need for you to write letter in only 150 words. You can take up a laxity of another 30 words, but then don't make it all that long, and just don't be all that relaxed that I can take 200 words or maybe more than that. See what will happen in case you will spend more than 20 minutes on your task 1. Probably you are sacrificing your time which was actually meant for task 2. So there you will be getting either 35 minutes or 30 minutes, but at the end of the day, the examination has been prepared, or it has been, the things have been, and the times have been assigned in such a way that 150 words to 180 words are very easily compiled in 20 minutes. So once we start, it's very important for us to know what are the total requirements, and of course what type of letters you get in task 1. So there are usually 3 types of letters: formal letters, informal, and personal letter. As far as formal letter is concerned, this letter actually is the type of letter where you will be writing something to a person who is simply not known to you, a completely unknown person. So here, again I will tell you, there is one particular myth that okay, it is a letter, we can use it the way we want, and at the end of the day we'll get marks. See, examiners and the examination pattern is smart enough to let you to let you differentiate between the writing style and what kind of formal requirements have to be looked after. A formal letter means writing a letter for a particular perspective where the person is unknown to you. So in that case, the letter can be in the form of a request. See, you can request for something, or it can be in the form of a suggestion. Sometimes there are certain things where you actually are advising certain issues. Since the requirement of the letter is extremely formal, so you have to take care of the words. Here your addressal means how to open your particular letter, and your salutation. That makes much of a difference. Salutation, how to end it. So that has to be formal. And then the integration. Integration, if I use the word integration here, means 3 bullet points. You have to drive your letter according to the bullet points given in your letter. And you have to make it very, very sure that if these 3 bullet points and the information is not integrated, it means one information doesn't mingle into the other, the second one and the third one. Probably each of the paragraph has a tendency to fall apart, and if you're doing so, probably you will be losing on marks. And then of course comes your informal letter. Now what is this informal letter? Here you're writing this letter to a person who actually is known to you one or the other way. The person is, you can say, one or the other way, and the person is an acquaintance. And who is an acquaintance? the people who are certainly not all that well known to you, but they are known to you through some channels. Fine. Again, you will write, if you are writing this to certain person, again it can be in any form of a command, suggestion, advice. Fine. So because the persons are known to you through a very narrow channel, so again there has to be a restrictive vocabulary which has to be used. You cannot write whatever comes across your way. So the writing style is quite formal, and of course the word limit, if you will keep going, if you will start flowing with emotions, at the end of the day your word limit probably will be crossing maybe 200 or 210. So that certainly is not advisable. Then comes personal letter. Now personal letter here means writing to somebody who is actually known to you, maybe your friend, relative, parents, or somebody. So here naturally the style of writing, the style of expression is far more comfortable, because you are writing to somebody who is within your comfort zone, who is well known to you. So the word limit again has a chance to increase, because again, as I told you, the main criteria is that you cannot cross the word limit, and you have to understand what exactly is the requirement of the letter. So coming to this, I'll explain it to you. I'll start with my first style of writing, that is formal letter. As I said, formal letter basically is written to somebody who is not known to you, is simply not known to you. So now this letter, as it says, write a letter to the manager of a hotel where you stayed out and left two important things. So definitely the manager of hotel is not personally known to you. Even if you have booked the hotel on your own, definitely you must have booked it through some email, and emails generally are not taken by the managers. There are other people to look after things. So here, look at these 3 bullet points which have to be integrated. First of all is give details of your stay. Now details means, here again you cannot start it on a very personal note. Specific vocabulary and specific style of opening the letter has to be looked after. And if you are not opening it as per the norms, you will lose marks. How do you get marks? Now again you must be getting one question in your mind. How do I get marks? How am I marked? See, for your task 1, that is for your letter, you are assigned marks out of 3. Now, as 6 marks are assigned for task 2, to make it total 9, some people think that 3, these are very less marks. But please take care. See, even if you are very good at grammar, vocabulary, even if you are extremely good, at one point of time, you will cease to score more than 5 bands out of 6. That the maximum 5. 5.5 are for extremely exceptional people. Fine. And here, if you don't take this task seriously, you will fall apart, and you actually will be scoring maybe 1.5. Maybe, fine, because you didn't take it all that seriously. So total score is 6.5. So see what happens. The people who are very good at tasking, but then they ignore task 1, see, they had to take the exam once again because their requirement just fell down by 0.5. So here you have to be very clear how and what type of vocabulary has to be used. Now I'll talk about how to write. Write means, what are the basic requirements which have to be well looked after? Number 1 is your grammar. I'll give you a very simple example. Suppose if you see very beautiful lady who has been dressed up beautifully, she's wearing very good sari and of course decked up with beautiful ornaments. But the minute you go close to her, she's stinking because maybe she hasn't taken bath for so many days. Would you stay there even for a second? You know the answer, no. Similarly, If you have grammatically unstructured answers, if you don't understand how to write, how to compile your sentences, you will never get marks. Even if you have used the best vocabulary present on this in this universe. And then comes your coherence. If your cohesive structure means you were not able to write what was the requirement of that particular task, you won't get marks. Then task achievement. Task achievement basically is your integration of the task. First bullet point mingling with second, then third. Each of them should like an integrated process, integrated thought process. They should not look that, okay, this is the first paragraph written, second and third. Okay, I have written a letter because I was told you have to write 150 words, so 50 50 50 each, blah blah blah, my work is over. No. And of course, finally, the lexical resource or vocabulary. That is a very, very important part. And you cannot ignore it anyways. But that only comes if you understand what to write, when to write, and where to write. That is the most important thing. Now, coming on to second, I'll come to semi-formal. Semi-formals, as I've told you, you are writing to your acquaintance because you don't know, you know the person through narrow channels. The person actually is not personally known to you. So here we can say it is you are experiencing financial problems and want to ask your landlord if you can pay your rent late. Write a letter to the landlord. Now, who is this landlord? This landlord actually is the one who actually made you stay in his home by charging. So definitely you happen to know the person, but then he is not personally known to you. He won't say, okay, beta is month apna kiraya mat do, ab tum mere bache ho gaye. Nothing of that sort will happen, right? So as it is say, why are you writing to him? So why means somewhere some problem, right? So here actually you are facing a problem and for which you are requesting the person because you are needing some help, and then you cannot pay the rent. This again is a lead to problem. This again will be integrated with request. And finally, when will you pay the rent? This actually is a suggestion at your end. Your landlord might not agree to that, right? But then you have to use this kind of language where actually your problem sees or looks genuine enough. You just cannot make it like an order. Mr. Landlord, I have the problem, look after this. You cannot. Like, you have to have a humility. You need to have the kind of it, your words have to be humble enough. And again, the repetition should not be there. And finally, of course, the word limit has to be well looked after. After that, let's get on to the personal side. The personal letter, letter number 3. Here we are saying you're getting married. Write a letter to an English speaking friend to invite him or her to the wedding, right? So what is happening now? You are getting married. Personal affair, right? You are getting married. Personal affair. And what is happening? You are inviting an English speaking friend. An English speaking friend means the person is not from your country. Person definitely is from some other country for a personal affair. Now what will happen? Here you will have a jingle of words. All your emotions will flow down, of course, and you're inviting, since you're inviting your friend from some other country, she is actually very close to you. So there are lot many chances you will you will tend to write more than required. But then here, the active use of compound sentences, then complex sentences, active use of your connectors, that is required. Because again, time and again I keep telling you, in case you are not writing within the word limit, probably you are in danger. So 3 things. Describe who are you going to marry. Long things to explain, you have to shorten it. Tell what will happen. See, the marriage is a grand gala affair. There are so many things which will happen. Again, you have to understand. And finally, why it is important for him. So all your emotions will pour out. So, and in case, just moving with those emotions, God forbid, you write 250 words. What a crime. Fine. You will suffer because of that. Because what will happen? What will happen? You will not be able to score marks. So now coming on to next. All of you have problems. We have problem with grammar, we have problem with vocabulary, we don't understand coherence, we cannot make complex compound sentence because we don't know the difference. And of course, when we write in task 2, there are emotions, and of course once you start moving, the journey goes on and on and on. So most of the people, either they cross the word limit, or they are not good at grammar, or there are other problems for which we cannot meet in our institute as of now, but I am always there for your help. I'll keep coming on, I'll keep sharing on things with you, how to sit back home and prepare. But meanwhile, I'm starting with an online course for the people who are aspiring for general IELTS, for task 1 and 2 writing. You can call me on the number given on the screen, and so that I can tell you how and when we'll be starting. And in case you have any problem, do keep in touch. So hopefully we'll be out of this bad scenario, and happily we'll be meeting again in the institutes. But till then, stay healthy and stay happy. Bye bye. Take care.